I think it was the most difficult, that sailing double-handed non-stop with this Imoca, it's a tough job. Different than the bubbles or the wheatbreads or the other ones with full crew. You share all the work and the stress. Here you only can share in half. And in terms of satisfaction, it's one unfinished job I get it for the last few years, and finishing here in Barcelona, doing the second place is it's a good moment. I'm very happy. Yeah, that was quite tough. We get a problem with in a jibe, and all the antennas, satellite antennas, GPS, communications, everything is off. And we sailed 3 weeks with no weather information. We don't know where the other boats they were, and we only communicate with the team just to see with the safety iridium. And yeah, it was a little bit tough, but in the end you get used to, and we sail a bit the old-fashioned way. Well, he's a good sailor, Jose, and he's very patient, and the proof is he was holding me for these 3 months. He has to be very, very patient, and this patience makes him, sorting the problems. So sometimes more or less what happened is just pushing the boat and making problems or breaking things, and he was sorting these things and repairing the things. So he made an awesome job repairing the things, sails and everything. That's, without him, I don't think I could have finished the race.
Guillermo Altadil and Jose Munoz had a straightforward start to their Barcelona World Race, with a rapid exit from the Mediterranean behind race leaders Hugo Boss, who set a new race record from Barcelona to Tarifa. Neutrogena entered the Atlantic in second place, just 15 miles behind Alex Thompson and Pepe Reeves, and this leading pack of four, along with eventual winners Ximena Puigla and Gaia Centros Altativos, stuck close together as they raced south to the Canaries. At 35 degrees north, Neutrogena took the lead in a close tussle with Hugo Boss. Guillermo and Jose went between Fuerteventura and Gran Canaria, while Hugo Boss went east of the Canaries, and all four entered the doldrums with just 30 miles separating them. Heading into the South Atlantic, the top four were still closely packed, with leaders Hugo Boss only hanging on to a cushion of a few miles advantage, when their mast came down on January the 14th. Thompson and Reeves were forced to retire, leaving Cheminée-Pujola to take the lead, closely followed by Neutrogena. On January the 16th, Neutrogena went into stealth mode, hoping to disguise their strategy for the transition zone north of St Helena High. When they came out of ghost mode, Neutrogena were in front, but soon handed the advantage back to Cheminée-Pujola as they skirted around the South Atlantic High. Neutrogena then dived down south into a big low, heading down 6 degrees of latitude in 24 hours to reach 40 degrees south on January the 20th, while Cheminée-Pujola continued on a more easterly routing. The pair reconverged on the same latitude, approaching the Cape of Good Hope, where Stam and Racam were around 160 miles or 10 hours ahead. Neutrogena passed the Cape of Good Hope on January the 25th. For the first half of the Indian Ocean, Neutrogena held a much more southerly line than Cheminée-Pujola, Guillermo and Jose sailing along the limit of the Antarctic exclusion zone, about 200 to 250 miles behind the leaders to the north. Cheminée-Pujola later also sailed down to the AEZ, and Neutrogena shadowed them in their approach to Cape Leeuwin, which they passed on February the 7th. On February the 10th, it was all change when Neutrogena revealed they would be stopping in New Zealand to fix a problem with their batteries. They headed to Bluff, at the very south of New Zealand, and after a 24-hour pit stop rejoined the race, having lost about 90 hours to beat the leaders, with Gaius Centros Alvativos now seriously threatening for second place. Guillermo and Jose managed to hold them off to cross the Pacific in second, despite their advantage dropping to just 10 miles at one point. Neutrogena rounded Cape Horn at night on February the 28th, in tough conditions of 40-knot winds and 5-metre waves. It was a 7th rounding for Guillermo and a 2nd for Jose. At the time, leaders Cheminée-Pujola were just under 1,000 miles ahead, and Gaius Centros Alvativos 120 miles astern. Guillermo and Jose enjoyed some fast sailing up the South Atlantic, and crossing the equator, Neutrogena had extended away to a 200-mile advantage. Gaius Centros Alvativos benefited from the best of the trade winds in the North Atlantic, closing the gap once again to just over 100 miles. But in the more upwind sailing conditions, the black boat had the better speed, and seconds began to look assured for them. Guillermo and Jose entered the Gibraltar Straits with a 350-mile lead, and crossed into Guillermo's home sea of the Mediterranean on March the 27th. They finished on March 30th at 23:47 p.m, 5 days and 5 hours behind Cheminée-Pujola. Day 91 of the Barcelona World Race, and the first two boats are home. After a final light wind night edging along the Spanish shoreline, second place Neutrogena arrived back in Barcelona last night at 23:47 p.m. to finish second. Third place Gaius Centros Alvativos has around 230 miles to go, currently experiencing light winds draining off the South Spanish mainland, with stronger pressure forecast for this afternoon. Fourth and fifth placed One Planet, One Ocean Farmton and We Are Water, between the Canaries and Madeira, just approaching a ridge of light pressure as they make miles to the north. Renault Captur have a good few days of trade wind sailing ahead of them, reaching north in moderate but stable northeasterlies, while Spirit of Hungary are passing Recife just under 300 miles off the coast of Brazil. Gaius Centros Alvativos are expected in Barcelona tomorrow afternoon. So looking at the rankings for Tuesday, March the 31st, next home will be Gaius Centros Alvativos. This morning they were just over 230 miles from the finish, sailing at around 6 knots in fairly light south-southwesterlies. Fourth placed One Planet, One Ocean and We Are Water in fifth, both making good progress over the past 24 hours, averaging around 11 knots, although that's dropped to more like 9 knots this morning as they edge further north, and just over 100 miles between the pairs. Renault Captur also making around 9 knots in moderate northeasterlies, and Spirit of Hungary, the most rapid of the fleet this morning in southeasterlies with around 11 knots of boat speed.
Yeah, we are planning to arrive the 1st of April, but at the moment we are not very sure of that because last night we spent some hours floating with no wind, and we have a bit more transitions to pass this afternoon and tonight, and we'll see what happens, but probably if we don't arrive first, we'll arrive the 2nd in the morning, we hope so. So we need 1 or 2 nights more at sea to arrive at home. And at the moment we are sailing with only 2 or 3 knots of wind, and the wind is from the north and very, very light. Yes, the feelings are more or less the same, because it's, the main feeling is that we want to arrive, we want to go at home and eat normally and see friends and family and have a shower and all these normal things that we miss a lot for these 3 months. And the feeling is more or less the same than the other time. It's like the feeling is that we have been sailing a lot of time. For me, the strongest memory is the pass of Cape Horn. It's a very special moment, and as the other time was very special. The weather was perfect, and everything, the sky, the light, the helicopter coming to take the pictures, everything was perfect. Was a very good moment, and I have a special feeling for that moment.
Gaes is about to come. Okay. Gaes is sailing back to Barcelona, still has some few miles to do, around 250, and the estimated time of arrival of Gaes should be tomorrow by 2 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And they have some pretty light conditions at the moment in the southeast of Spain, but the wind is expected to pick up with the sea breeze during the day, and it's blowing at the moment 10 knots of southeast wind. South of the high pressure of Azores, on the latitude of Canaries Island, One Planet, One Ocean, Farmaton, and We Are Water are sailing upwind with the wind blowing 15 knots as they're making their way with the heading of northeast towards Gibraltar. Jord Richards and Sebastian Odigan on Ronal Capture have a heading of northwest, and the wind is blowing from the northeast around 15 knots, and we're expecting better condition within the next 24 hours as the wind will blow more from the east direction. Here we see the bend, quite wide doldrums, and Spirit of Hungary at the moment have pretty good conditions. They make good progress towards the equator. They're still about 400 miles from the equator. And the more north they will go, unfortunately, the lighter the wind will get.
The final place on the Barcelona World Race podium is expected to be filled tomorrow by Gaes Centros Altativos, with Ana Corbea and Gerard Marin hoping to arrive in Barcelona on the afternoon of April the 1st.